get into the welterweight business. We are halfway there. We have the outfits already.
Yeah, we got the shorts.
All we have to do is learn how to box.
Boxing trunks. This fight tomorrow, man.
Here we
Two
go.
guys.
Here
You're putting them on, C?
Let's check them out.
All right, well, C's putting them on.
Let's see if they...
Oh, wow. Wow, look at you. Show them your stance. Show them your setup, C. Show them your setup, C. There you go. See, that's more of the Errol Spence line of boxing. 24-0, 11 straight by knockout. He's a huge favorite in this fight. Garcia has this. If he wins, it'd be a huge upset. It'd be his 5th different weight class he has a championship in.
Wow.
So this should be a great fight. The two fighters combined 63-0 in their careers. So
what do you say the three of us after the show put on our shorts, go take a boxing class just to get into the mood for the fight?
I have a little bad shoulder and everything.
Okay, so maybe Nick and I
everything, but you know I might be a short model. That look good.
Yeah. Jen, I'll meet you there.
Okay.
I'll meet you there.
Oh my gosh. All right. We'll get to LeBron James.
Nick did some boxing. You didn't? I mean, your nose was born like that.
Oh, jokes on jokes on jokes. Show Zion.
Zion, Duke, Syracuse, and yeah, this was all Zion last night.
The producer told me you used to box.
Okay, we'll talk more about that later. Can we talk instead about Zion dunking on my alma mater? Now, I boxed some people at Syracuse. They were unsanctioned fights.
Same
but
game.
it did happen.
Are you still fighting with the people at the ticket office for the parking tickets?
All right, now we're airing myself out.
More Zion, Nick.
I tried to get legal in New York. They're like, man, you got warrants in Syracuse from old tickets.
What a catch.
Zion.
Two separate conversations.
He made so many big plays.
More interesting.
Clearly, but the producers don't think so. More Zion again.
Was this just an anti-Syracuse highlight?
Anti-Syracuse.
Did other things happen in sports last night?
Block on Elijah Hughes Jr. off the back.
I see why when we were talking about Zion not playing, you're like, no, he shouldn't play.
No, that's not true. I said he should play.
Penn State, Minnesota. Penn State's Josh Reeves posterizes the Minnesota defender right there.
Nice finish.
Look at this. Go get it, young fella.
A lot of tournament action last night. Jazz, T-Wolves, Donovan Mitchell, baseline for the one-handed tomahawk.
Look at Donovan Mitchell.
More importantly, I like Donovan Mitchell, his support of Russell Westbrook, the things he's going to do in the Utah community with the fans there. He's an African-American living in that community. Man, he made some grown man statements. Very impressive with him on the court and off the court.
Co-signed that 100%.
Another game, another loss for the Lakers last night, falling to the Raptors. That's 6 losses in 7 games for them. That's 6 headings in 7 nights for them. A tough night, a tough season for LA, but apparently we didn't realize how bad the situation had gotten. According to reports, Jeanie Buss was so frustrated with LeBron's representation and the way they handled the failed Anthony Davis deal, she actually considered trading LeBron. Do you see any chance the Lakers regret signing LeBron James at this point?
Well, I think that just like in LeBron's 2 previous experiences, that being in Miami, because when Pat Riley, when he put Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, when he brought all them together, I know LeBron and his camp, some of the things that Pat Riley potentially maybe discussed when he arrived in Miami, they weren't available. As far as access, who could be on the court, tickets, little things like that.
Riding the plane.
That was very, very shocking to LeBron. So I just know through the Miami experience, 4 years, 2 championships, they look back on it and Riley said, man, you know, I wish we would have done some things different. I know LeBron wished he would have done some things, even though they had great success. Going back to Cleveland, brought them a championship. Yes. But I know both sides, from a management standpoint, general manager, front office, owner, and LeBron James said, man, there's a couple little things I would prefer to do different. The Lakers will look back on this and be like, you know something? I thought about it, but I wish I hadn't, because it would have been a huge mistake. Like, which direction are you going, and what type of signal are you sending to other NBA stars? Like, you think you can trade LeBron James, and yes, you do have a great history of attracting stars to Los Angeles, but most of these players playing in the NBA, they don't know about the Lakers being good. So they have to watch some videos. It's about, you know, that old, oh man, those are old people talking about yesteryear. They don't remember the Lakers, how dominant they've been. And I think it would have been maybe a tragic shot to a franchise if they trade LeBron James, because you're not going to be able to get the value on LeBron at this stage of his career. You're not going to be able to get that type of value. But I think the message it would have sent to other NBA players that the Lakers are not a place. If you're a great player, that you want to have them to be on your resume now.
Which is why I find this story so implausible. And listen, this is written the same reporter that did the nobody wants to come play with LeBron a few months ago, and has a long history of being on one side of the LeBron James discussion. Now, he says Jeanie Buss considered trading LeBron James. I'd be very interested what Jeanie Buss says about that they were so mad at Rich Paul and Anthony Davis that it was disrupting their team. You're going to trade LeBron James. Consider trading him when you have built 3 consecutive off seasons, or including this one, around getting LeBron James. That's what you were going to do 50 games in when you didn't know the season was lost, by the way. Before the trade deadline, the Lakers were still an odds-on Vegas favorite to make the playoffs. So I think if it was considered, it's ludicrous. Like, I know we all have short memories. Are our memories so short we don't remember things that happened 10 months ago? Are our memories so short that we don't remember things that happened December 23rd, December 21st, when the Lakers everything was going according to plan? And the idea that if LeBron and Rich Paul and Anthony had not publicly said that, yeah, I'd love to play with Anthony Davis, I mean, Magic was not exactly quiet about the thirst for another star via free agency or trade. So if this report was Jeanie Buss was so angry she considered firing Magic Johnson, I think that would have been a mistake for a similar reason. Even if Magic's done a poor job team building, the message it would have sent to the league about the situation the Lakers are in and the way they treat their stars, either front office or players. But LeBron James was never available for anyone to trade for, and the Eastern and Western Conference executives anonymously quoted in this, when they say, I don't know what I'd give up for LeBron, we don't know what type of team they have. Like right now, would it make a lot of sense for a team that is in full rebuild mode to trade for a LeBron James that would be furious that you traded for him? Probably not. I know the best teams in basketball would love to have LeBron James on their team, and the Lakers should not overreact, and I don't think they actually did, to what was a perfect storm of awful events, of the Anthony Davis trade not going through, LeBron's injury, and then a bunch of other injuries to go along with it.
It just seems like everything has become such a mess, but I wonder why, if this report is true, she would say something like that when you've already, made your young core unhappy. Now to make your superstar unhappy with the potential of not being there, it just seems like the whole situation has gone downhill. More now on the potential trade for Anthony Davis. You know, the one that didn't happen, we just talked about. The one that was part of the Lakers' demise this season, we just talked about. And the one that we're now learning may never happen. According to reports, there is no chance New Orleans deals Anthony Davis to the Lakers. All right, see, is it seemingly less likely a star now pairs with LeBron next season?
Man, that's one of the things that is available. Like, they don't have to. I know last year, Greg Popovich, through Kawhi's people, Greg Popovich told Kawhi, hey, man, Kawhi, I love you, man. I really want what's best for you. But what's best for you is not what's best for me. And I'm going to do what's best for the San Antonio Spurs. So I'm not going to trade you to the Lakers. Like, they don't have the assets, and I'm not going to trade you to someone that I'm trying to win. So that was part of the understanding moving forward. For years, I'm sure there's general managers out there that, like, why would you trade with the Lakers and be able to help the Lakers out? So I'm sure that the Pelicans, if they don't have to, because there are going to be other teams that they can trade them to. And it's not as if they're the only team that has assets. Boston and their draft picks and everything, when you put them on a scale and everything, they're probably better than what the Lakers have. So there will be other places for Anthony Davis to go. But, man, this throws a monkey wrench into what they're trying to do, and it's real. That they might miss out on the big tier superstars, that being Anthony Davis via trade and Kawhi, because it's on the board that Kawhi could go to Los Angeles, but to the Clippers and Doc Rivers and Jerry West.
See, who runs the New Orleans Pelicans?
Mrs. Benson.
Right, who owns the New Orleans Saints.
Yes.
And their top executive is Mickey Loomis.
Mickey Loomis, and he's all football. That's his all background, has been in the football business and everything, but because the family owns both of them and they trust him, they have him to run both of the teams.
And here's why this is relevant. Because I can tell you this much right now. If the Anthony Davis situation were taking place in the NFL, there would absolutely be the feeling for most NFL teams, we are not sending him where he wants to go. We are not rewarding him submarining, fair or otherwise, this season when he has a year and a half left on his contract. And so I'm very curious to see the power structure that emerges from New Orleans. Del Dimps got fired after the Anthony Davis fiasco didn't go through. They didn't make a trade. Danny Ferry's now there in interim capacity. But do I think there is a real possibility that the Pelicans take a worse offer from another team rather than the Lakers offer? Of course that's a possibility. Do I think it's more likely because of almost the power structure and the ethos of the New Orleans Pelicans under an NFL-style ownership? Absolutely. Now, I think it is foolish to say anything is off the board when we haven't seen how those lottery balls are going to drop. As far as the Zion lottery and the NBA draft lottery as a whole. Like, we don't know what the ping pong balls are going to say. We don't know. I know Anthony Davis has said he don't want to go back to Chicago. What if Chicago wins the lottery and says, you know what, we think we can keep him. He's his hometown. We will trade you Zion Williamson, the #1 pick, and Chicago's got as good odds as anybody is getting that pick for Anthony Davis. Then, of course, New Orleans makes that trade. That's the best deal they possibly could get. What if Boston, who has the Kings pick, which has the lowest of all the lottery odds, they get lucky, they move into the top 5. Then Boston could present a really good offer without including Tatum. The flip side is, if the Lakers get lucky in the lottery, or if the Bulls don't, and the Celtics lose Kyrie, like, we don't know what offers are actually going to be out there, because whatever offers there were at the deadline, they're different now because you're getting half the time with Anthony Davis. You're not getting 2 playoff runs with him under his current contract. You're only getting 1. So for a team that would think he's on a rental, not the Lakers, but other teams, we don't know what they would be willing to offer. So I do think it's totally on the board. The Pelicans just say, Lakers, you want Anthony Davis, you better sign him in free agency in a year.